Donnie Darko. Oh, wait, hi, I'm Brooke. I'm Mondays here on the collab. If you didn't already know, just thought I'd introduce you since I haven't seen you in so long. And I'm gonna tell you some of my favorite movies. I have my videos or movies separated is into 3 categories. Like, overall, all these movies are ones that I would watch over and over again, but then, like, the first videos that I'm gonna, like, tell you are, like, ones that are, like, my absolute favorites. They weren't hard to decide at all. The second ones are, like, runner-up favorites. Like, I still would watch them probably 100 times. And then the third ones are kind of iffy. Like, you know, I could probably get tired of them, but at the moment, I still absolutely love them. So, yeah, 3 categories. I'm going to try and get through this as fast as possible. As I already blurted out, Donnie Darko is definitely one of my favorites. That was not hard to pick. Jake Gyllenhaal is definitely a perfect crazy person, and I have a huge, like, celebrity crush on him. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's definitely a love it or hate it film. And I am obsessed with it, so yeah. Some of my favorite quotes definitely come from that movie. So I guess the 2 like love-ish stories that I have on my favorites, like my number 1 favorites, are Pride and Prejudice and Across the Universe. I know they're kind of like completely different, but Pride and Prejudice, I love Mr. Darcy like every other girl ever, and yeah. I don't want to like go on about it, but I could watch it like forever, and I'm actually right now probably going to go to the library and get it because I've been wanting to watch it for a really long time. And Across the Universe, I actually own this one. I don't own very many of my favorite movies because I don't have very much money to spend on movies. But Across the Universe I definitely own. It's definitely one of those movies that you have to own. If you haven't seen it, definitely go see it unless you don't like the Beatles. But I'm not a big Beatles fan, and I own this movie. So that's saying something. And Jim Sturgis, oh my god. And then probably for a long time my all-time favorite movie was The Breakfast Club. And I know it's not like the best movie ever, but it's definitely a major favorite. And then Fired Up is my comedy on my number 1 favorite. And yeah, I'm kind of a weirdo, but I just laugh so hard when I watch that movie. So those are my number 1 favorite. Here are my 4 runner-up movies. Angus, Thongs, and Perfect Snogging is an adorable movie. I watched it twice in one day with my best friend. It's just so cute. It's a British movie, and it's a Nickelodeon movie, so I judged it immediately when I saw that it was that. But if you haven't seen it, definitely go rent it or whatever, because you will laugh and you will, like, through the whole thing. And then at the end you'll just be like, aww. And plus there's Aaron Johnson in it, and he's a beautiful piece of man, just saying. And then there's The Nowhere Boy. And this movie is the beginning of, like, how John Lennon met, like, Paul and George, I think. And the first time you watch it, it's a really good movie. Again, Aaron Johnson's in this movie, and oh my god. And but every other time you watch it, it's a little slow. I'm just saying. And then there's Mr. Nobody, and this is another either you love it or you hate it movie. And I just happen to love it, but everybody that I've shown this movie to kind of hates it. It's definitely a mindfuck movie. Like, just saying. It has Jared Leto in it, and I'm mildly obsessed with Jared Leto. So, I recommend this movie. And then Easy A is pretty much hilarious. So just go rent that movie if you haven't seen it. And guys, the last 3 movies I'm going to talk to you about are The Butterfly Effect, which is kind of confusing, but it sums it all up in the end, and it's really good and fast-paced, and I really like it, and has Ashton Kutcher in it. The Bourne Movies, which I guess count as 3 movies, but I'm going to sum them up into 1. There are a lot of action, and they have Matt Damon, who's a complete badass in them. And 17 Again, which is just adorable, and I think is the movie that makes you kind of think of Zac Efron as a serious actor, because, I mean, until this movie I kind of thought of him as like a wildcat, so, I mean, I don't know, it's up to you. So those are my favorite movies. I mean, I probably left some movies out, no doubt.